Just wait for my eyes to catch up with the light. I was having a bit of an email exchange with someone I get on with, but still very much a friend of a friend, and he was telling me about he's been on 2 meditation retreats, and they were difficult, but they were also had very, I think he referred to it as very enjoyable. No matter the word, he certainly enjoyed it. He said it was greatly beneficial. He thinks everyone should go on a 10-day meditation retreat because he found out so much about himself and he became so much of a better person, but he's been quite reluctant to go back, which, if anyone has ever been on a meditation retreat, they'll know exactly that feeling. And if people haven't gone on meditation retreats, they might have that fear of going in the first place. And the two are very, very similar. It's that fear of looking in and finding things that you don't like, and then not being able to get away from it. And that can hold people back, but unfortunately that's the path that every spiritual teacher has advocated for. I think Jesus said, look into the kingdom of heaven within, and in the Quran, which is very similar to a lot of the Bible, apart from obviously the addition of Muhammad as the last prophet, but they I can't remember the exact quote in the Quran, but it was something like know thyself, something like that. But it's all religions talk about, and all spiritual teachers talking about sitting with yourself, and as a way to end mental suffering. And Buddhism doesn't concern itself greatly with anything other than the nature of mental suffering and the end of mental suffering. There are bits in the Tipitaka, the bits at the big chunk at the end that talks about the universe and stuff, but it's not a focus for Buddhism, and yeah, it's quite difficult. It's a difficult path to keep looking in, and I think that's why meditation retreats and periods of being quiet are so good. And the best meditation retreat is the one that a friend drops you off at and you can't leave. You have to deal with whatever comes up, and we're so scared of what we'll find, and there's a truth to it, because it can be uncomfortable. That's why solitary confinement in prisons is such a serious matter. And imagine being confined in a building with rapists and murderers, but the greatest punishment is sitting alone, which shows just how uncomfortable it can be to be alone, but how rewarding it can be if you can overcome that, if you can overcome sitting by yourself. So when we're by ourselves, or we're alone in a crowd, we're sitting alone in a busy waiting room at the dentist, and wishing time to hurry on to see the dentist, which, I mean, for me always seems a bit bizarre why people anxious to see the dentist sooner rather than later, but that might just be my fear of dentists. But if we can be comfortable with being bored rather than running away from boredom, if we can be comfortable being with ourselves, then life does become easier. And when we view it in that way, the spiritual path seems a lot less magical, a lot less theoretical. It seems very practical, just being comfortable, being around yourself. And that's all we're practicing doing. And the more we do that, the easier our life becomes. And it happens in very obvious ways. Like if we're having bad friendships because we have no other friendships, so we choose to hang out with bad people for fear of spending time by ourselves before finding good people, we're causing ourselves pain and suffering from those negative associations. If we're staying in bad relationships for fear of being alone, we're causing ourselves suffering to one extent or the other for fear of more suffering for being alone. So if we can learn to be alone, we're so much stronger emotionally. We can pick and choose with freedom our associations with other people. We can pick and choose with freedom all sorts of things when we not eliminate but reduce that fear of being alone somewhat. And I just wanted to encourage people for coming back every week and practicing this with me and the other people here. We're all feeding off each other's energy, and we're all practicing that quiet time. And sometimes we come when we don't particularly want to. We come when we are restless. We come when we are tired. But we still come because we can still sit and be restless, sit and be tired, and sit and be every sort of emotion. And that's what it's about. It's being comfortable with the things that are uncomfortable. So thank you for coming. We're doing all right. As a group, we're doing all right. So, Anamodana Sadhu.